Hey YouTube, welcome back. I know it's been a while since I made a video and kind of been hard to get out and do some shooting and whatnot, but I get a chance every so often to hit up the indoor ranges. At some point we're going to do some running again at some outdoor ranges, but before then I want to talk about one of my latest setups. The AR pistol has been kind of one of the more recent rays in the gunning world, alongside with the VP9, at least for California, for a couple of reasons. At the end of this year, December 31st, 2014, it'll be the last time you can actually do a single shot exemption on a pistol, and this is an AR pistol. So some of you may be looking at it and goes, oh, it's a rifle, that's just no way it's a pistol. Well, by definition, a pistol in California is a firearm that doesn't have a stock on it. In the case of this AR, it has its bullet button on it. Let's see. I'll turn it over. It's got its bullet button configuration here. So, yeah, there's a couple links you guys can look it up, and I won't cover that in this video. I'm just going to cover what I have set up on here. Now, some of you might think, oh yeah, you know, that's a stock, but the ATF has deemed that this is not a stock. Its general purpose is to be an arm brace, and basically what that means is you see these Velcro wraps, you stick your arm in there, and you strap it around your arm, and it helps stabilize, you know, if you're going to shoot it like that. Yeah, it's kind of weird. You know, it's basically what they define that as. It's an arm brace, so it's not considered a stock. Most AR pistols, if you see it, just basically have the buffer tube going out. And you know, for a looks perspective, this actually looks kind of cool because it actually kind of looks like a stock, even though it's not a stock. If you know, put it side by side by my full-size rifle here. This is my 20-inch rifle. This is my longer range AR. This is my close quarters AR. So let me go over what else I have set up on here. I have kind of like, you know, I'll go front to back. Well, we'll go back to front. Back, I told you about the SIG arm brace. I have the, alright, this is the Ultimate Arms Gear Ambidextrous single point plate here, and it's very similar to what I have on the other one. I'm running the same single point slings, and so there you go. Now if I'm slung up with this one and I have this one nearby and I really need to, you know, I want to go from close quarters to my longer rifle, I don't have to try to squirm out of this one and then squirm back into this one. I can just pop that out, drop that rifle, pop that right in. Yeah, so the color doesn't match, so who cares, right? If you really need to do it. Anyways, that's why I kept those two similar between the two platforms. Alright, I lost the sun, so I added another light here to see if I can get better lighting on this video. Anyways, the grips here, I'm very much was used to the hoe grip, and I wanted to try the Ergo grip. This is a right-handed one. This is not ambidextrous. Being a little selfish, my rifle, so I went right-handed on that. I'm a right-handed shooter. I've got the Rock River Arms Star Ambi safety selector. Now, originally I thought, well, you know, I'm a right-handed shooter, why do I need the ambidextrous setup? And after using it, I realized I'm glad I went that route. Reason being is, as I flip off the safety, get into firing mode, I just use my thumb just like that, and I can just snap it down. But pulling back up, it's a little weird because you have to twist your hand and then pull up like that. But with the ambi safety selector, right, as I'm shooting and I want to go to safety, I just pull up like that. So with my thumb, I snap downwards, ready to fire. When I go and go to safety, I just yank back on my trigger finger. And it's just a personal preference, but I can do that much faster than I can do it when I do this way. And I've been training with that and a lot of dry fire practice. So that's that. I did want to go with the something very similar to the Magpul Bad Lover. And when I was looking around, I did see the Phase 5, and it's really about what's really cool about Phase 5. Instead of connecting it to your existing bolt release, it's an entire piece. So it's really durable from that perspective. It's skeletonized. You know, obviously you trim some weight from that, but the good thing about that is you can get in here and if I need to switch out the trigger, which I'm planning on doing, to a lighter trigger, a CMC trigger, in a month, is I can still get in there to the pins, remove the pins, and install that drop-in trigger. So that's really nice. I don't have to remove it to do that. Let's see what else. This is the AERO Precision Lower. In California, if you're doing a single shot exemption on the lower, it has to be a pistol mark lower, or one that's basically sold as a pistol lower. I'm not sure if all pistol lowers are marked. I just know this one needed to be a pistol mark lower for the one that I wanted. That, you know, according to my local gun store, you know, I don't know how I get that information. I have to look it up, but you know, I trust that they know what they're doing, so they just hooked me up with that. What else we got? I got the UTG riser mount here with a Bushnell red dot for now. I'm going to upgrade that to an aim point, just because I just want more battle hardened type stuff on my weapon here. And I went with this medium profile because I'm hoping when I get the backup sights here that I want to set it up to co-witness, absolute co-witness. That'd be really sweet. So I'm going to put the sights in here, zero the sights in, and then I'm going to drop the red dot back on there if I get that aim point, and then just configure the dot so it's doing an absolute co-witness on that. I'm not going to go into that detail right now. You can look it up. Anyways, the upper I bought complete from AR15 Parts. It was a pretty good deal on an upper. I've gone to the range and already shot it, so it's worked pretty good. So I don't know how to compare it with the high-end uppers. You know, I could definitely spend more for that, and maybe that's a future spend. But I'm impressed with this one. It's got some pretty good groupings so far. So basically, what this upper is, it's a quad rail, stainless steel at 1-inch twist with a Wylde Chamber. And I decided to go with that because you know the deal between 223 and 556. If you guys are in the know, if you're not, look it up. The Wylde Chamber, WYLDE. That's a compromise between 556 and 223. Now, what else? This particular upper has a KX3 style flash hider. It's basically a clone off the Noveske. And it works very, very, very much the same. The only difference is I think there are cuts inside of the Noveske flash hider that actually creates more back pressure in the thing. But as far as everything else, it operates the same way. I went ahead and shot this at the range, and it shoots out just exactly the same. I didn't want the big old flash, and I wanted it not, you know, blocking my. When I shoot it, I'm not looking for a big flash. I'm not one of those guys who got the AR pistols because they want the big, you know, flash, and you know, it's more. It wasn't a novelty toy for me. This is actually a close quarters weapon. So when I'm shooting, I didn't want my vision impaired by big old flash. So what this does for me, oops, I just hit the bolt carrier, but it's an empty weapon. We can See, empty chamber. Anyways, what that does is shoots the flash down range and doesn't obstruct my view. Again, I didn't get the weapon for a big bang flash. This is more functional to me than it is toy. It's a close quartered weapon. Continuing on what I have up on the upper here. Alright, so I have my angled foregrip. I moved it up. I used to have it right up here, but I moved it up because I did order a Mako magwell grip. And the reason for doing that, and a lot of people are like, oh, you don't need the Mako grip. But I tried it with my vest, and if you guys done drills with your vests, holding it out like that sometimes it's really tough because depending on like the cut of the plates on your vest. So a lot of times I find myself holding in, tucking in tight like that, which is really nice. So I just wanted to, I've heard a lot of people say it's ergonomically nice to have that Mako magwell grip on there, and it also helps with getting your magazine in and out. So we'll, I'll go ahead and try that. Why not? Again, I'm not getting it for looks. I'm getting it for functionality. I do have the VTS from Fab on there, and what I do is I still have the angled foregrip on there, right? So it gives me the option of holding it that way and tucking it in. Obviously, it's more stable. Stabilized or getting on target is much easier the further you go out on it. So I have options. If on the Mako, I can do it that way. If I'm kneeling and I want to rest my knees on something, I might grab it out here. If I'm, running, gunning, and moving really fast acquisition, what I do is with this VTS right here set up that way, first thing I do, kind of like with a pistol grip like this, I kind of have my hand in the same motion, and it catches right there, and I just drop my 2 fingers in the front part of the angled foregrip right there. So it's just hit, grab, shoot, shoot, shoot. So that's really comfortable. The Magpul ladder rail covers, now they're different than the other more polymer ones that cover almost the entire rail, and that they basically keep the same look of the quad, but you have to feel it. I don't know if this video does it justice, but these ladder rail covers really make the quad rails not bite at all. I can go like this and it's really smooth. If you do it on the quad rails, it's really sharp. In fact, the other week I cut my hand just because I was moving the stuff forward and it slid in and it bit on the rails. So if you want really smooth surface on your rails, get the Magpul lateral rail covers. They're great. And let's see, what do I have here? I've got you've seen these in other videos. It's a Safariland RLS. All I really did was pull it on there, and that's my weapon light, and that's the same thing I can mount on my guns as well. Just makes it more versatile, so I don't have to get, and if I don't want to run a light, just take it off. Adds a little bit more weight, so if I'm shooting during the day, I don't really need it. I can just take it off, throw it in a pack, or put it on my thigh rig. You guys seen that before if you have seen my other videos. But I had it on there because I just wanted to show you that that gives me a light option if I'm going to run this gun in the house. And anyways, I'll cover the rest of it before I talk about the convenience of a shorter close combat weapon. All right. So here's the bullet button. It's different than what I have on my 20-inch AR. 20-inch AR has the rad lock, which is pretty much similar. They both need tools. The difference between this one and this one is I can, once I cross the border of this state and go into a free state, I can do a little twist on that, and then I don't have to use a tool anymore. Because you get your freedoms back. And then, yeah, it's sad to say, but that's a dumb law in California. If you're a law-abiding citizen, you're going to do that. If you're a criminal, really, you think you're going to do that? No. So This only really affects law-abiding citizens. We don't want to get, you know, if we're using our guns freely and you know, exercising our Second Amendment freedom rights, practicing and training, we don't want to get pulled over and get thrown in jail because we're not abiding by a really stupid law. A criminal, however, will not use these. If you're a criminal, you're going to have a weapon and it's not going to have it on there, right? Why? Because it makes it really difficult to switch out magazines. Now you can get skilled at doing that. I have a couple of videos that show me doing that, but in the end, nothing beats just pressing with your finger. So if you think about it, this really only affects criminals. I mean, law-abiding citizens, because a criminal is not going to do it. It'd be really dumb for a criminal to do that. So you think about the silliness of the law. Only law-abiding people who do not want to get thrown in jail will do this. Anybody else who does not care about the law, will not do that. It's dumb. Anyway, it is what it is. So this, I can take over the free state. This, when I cross the border to a free state, there's other ways to get this working, but I won't mention them here. Take a look at what we have on this side. Again, I have the bullet button set up here, and you can see the other side of the Phase 5 extended bolt release. If you're gonna get these, whether it's the bad lever or the Phase 5 extended bolt release, don't go with the flat trigger. At least that's my opinion. When I was shooting with gloves and a shooter next to me had the flat trigger, CMC trigger on there, there was really no space to get your finger in there. If you have pretty thick fingers or you're wearing a glove, I mean, there's really no way to get in there. If you're gonna be doing a lot of run and gun shooting, you really want that curved trigger if you're gonna go with this. And I do like this at all. I recommend this greatly. But go with the curved trigger so you have that real estate in there. If you're going to be a bench shooter, there's no reason to have this at all. So you can just slap the pad on the other side. But if you're not going to be a bench shooter, recommend the extended bolt release or the bad lever. This is, you know, the Phase 5 is better than the bad lever. But either way, have similar features to it where you can just press that down and sound the bolt forward. I'm running the Spikes Tactical Nickel Boron bolt carrier group. It's really great just because it's much slicker. Shot 100 rounds at range, at the gun range, 100 rounds with no issues whatsoever. So a lot of people talk about reliability issues with the AR pistol platform. With a 10.5 upper, and with these components set up, this is direct impingement. I have no issues whatsoever, so that's great. I was concerned that I would have some issues, but I didn't. So looking at the two, they're very similar. I just get a little bit shorter front here, which makes it really great for maneuvering. While you can still maneuver this, it's much better to have the maneuverability of the AR pistol platform. Now, if you've seen other pictures with the SIG arm brace, you can see it kind of goes out to here. See if we can get a better look at that. You can see that the brace goes out to here. What I did for pictures, and just so it looks better, I went ahead and tightened this up. You just have the Velcros on there, and you tighten up so they get a little bit more compact, so it looks more balanced on the pistol. If you compare it with the standard stock here, the dimensions are almost equivalent. When you let the brace go out without tucking it in a little bit, I think it comes out to right about here. So from a picture's perspective, this is a lot better. It looks much more balanced. It just looks really odd. You've got a really short AR and you've got this big behemoth thing kind of sticking out at the end there. Anyways, if you guys are looking to take better pictures or get a better look on the AR pistol, because some guys, it's all about functionality, and that's what it is for me. But again, it's a work of art, and I appreciate that. I love looking at AR platforms that are kind of tricked out. The next thing on this is to get it Cerakoted and I'm actually looking to get this into some kind of pattern that actually matches one of my carry holsters for the VP9. But alright, well, what I have here is the case that I have for transporting my AR pistol, and it's the Alpha Battle Carrier. So a multi-firearm sling pack. It's 30-inch, and it's really neat because it, you know, it kind of looks like a racket case. You know, obviously if you know what it is, you'll know what it is. Kind of like us concealed carry weapons guys who can, you know, pretty much notice when somebody else is concealed carrying. But other than that, it looks kind of like a racket case. And I'll just go over some of the features here. So we'll go really quick. You can, there's two different compartments where you can put two different rifles. If you had, say for example, two different AR pistols, you could technically put them one on each side. You can also take an upper. You can take a regular AR and take it down, remove the upper from the lower, and then go ahead and put it in this case. I tried it with my 20-inch upper, and just the 20 inch is just so long it won't fit in here. So this is the exception. If you had a 16-inch AR, then you could probably get the upper, disconnect the lower, and fit it in this case. But for my use and my purposes was to really get my AR pistol in here. And if you have a 7-inch pistol, obviously you're going to be doing great. The 10-inch pistol with the flash hider I have on there and a 12-inch rail kind of really pushes it, the overall length on this thing. But I'm able to get it in there, strap it down a little bit, get it up the very edge there. Like that. Pull it over. Barely fits in there, but it fits. So there you go, without having to take it down. It fit in there great. I have a lock on here, so if I need to transport it locked, unloaded, concealed carry, I can take that lock, put it right in there. It fits perfectly, so your luggage locks will get there, put that for you. Alright, so it's got three different pockets here. One where you can just put miscellaneous stuff. I think you can actually fit the 30 round magazines in there. I have it for my shooting gloves. Here's another component where you can put lots of magazines. I think you can get, well, not lots, but you could probably fit about 6 in there. I didn't max it out. I have like 3 magazines in here and some tools as I was sighting in my rifle last time at the range. I like this part. This is a cleared weapon. Here's my VP9. That's the camo I want to Cerakote the rifle with. Well, the pistol. Here's a cleared weapon. VP9's cleared, no magazine in it. I just wanted to show it comes with a pistol velcroed and a holster there, so you can holster a weapon in there like that. So you can get your handgun up in there if you needed to, if you wanted to, and then basically you can sling it. It's got these really tough handles. One here on this side where you can just carry vertically. This one you can carry horizontally, kind of like a suitcase. So they're really tough handles. This sling right here just is awesome. Really solid. Sling it on to your back. There's also a handle on the bottom too, so you can carry it the other way. What's really nice about that this as well is then it has one where you can secure it on your waistline. A lot of times with a single sling, it could just kind of slide around your body. It could slide right off your shoulder and whatnot. What this it does, if you connect that around your waist and cinch it tight, you're gonna have a pack that really hugs your body. So I've gone running around with this, and it hugs your body really well. So if you want to have your weapon ready to go, again, if you have a shorter configuration, in this case it's an AR pistol, or if you have obviously your tac stamp, your SBR, as long as it's of our particular length, it'll fit in this 30-inch. Again, it's this. They have a longer one, a bigger one. I think it's a 38-inch one. I went with the smallest one because I wanted to see if I could get that fitted. But it's a UTG alpha battle carrier, and that's what it is. Alright guys, thanks for watching. AR pistol, UTG, alpha battle carrier. We'll get some range time shortly. Actually, I do have some gun range videos all included in this, but we'll get some outdoors run and gun video. That's always fun to do, and we'll get some coverage of that, see how we how this AR pistol performs. Alright guys, take it easy.